Glory to Jesus Christ, and welcome to St. Cyril and Methodius Ukrainian Orthodox Church in Madison, Wisconsin. I'm Father Gregory, the pastor. It is Sunday, November 3rd. I wanted to talk today about self-knowledge and the knowledge of God. St. Antony the Great, the founder of Orthodox monasticism, says that he who knows himself knows God. And the reason for that is very direct, very simple. God's first revelation to me is, well, me. When God created me, he not only created a unique human person, but he also revealed himself. Because I'm created in his image and called to live in his likeness. This is why for the fathers of the church, especially the Desert Fathers, self-knowledge is critical. But that's very much a theological argument. A psychological argument, a spiritual argument is a little bit different. And in our psychology, it's often easy for me to confuse my desires with the will of God. We hear this in certain Christian sects, that God wants to give us the desires of our hearts as if our heart's desires are universally godly, or even if they are good, they're the will of God for us. This is a very subtle kind of narcissism that makes my desires the standard of the spiritual life. In fact, what I need to do is I need to know myself, and I need to know myself in a radical way. I need to know myself in light of the gospel. Knowing myself in light of the gospel is not just a matter of understanding how I sin, though that's part of it, but it's also a matter of bringing the different goods in my life, the different gifts in my life, into the proper order, a godly order. It's not enough that, for example, I'm a priest. I have to be a priest in a way that is respectful of my marriage, and I need to be a husband in a manner that is respectful of the priesthood that I carry. I have to learn how to bring, in other words, all the different elements of my life into a balance, into a harmony. This is classically, by the way, what we mean by chastity. So the first fruit of self-knowledge is chastity, that my life comes into a wholeness, an integrity, a balance. Along the way, though, of growing in self-knowledge, there is this need for self-acceptance. And again, self-acceptance is not indifference to my sinfulness, but it's rather a sober acknowledgement of my life the way it is and the way it's meant to be. So in order to know God, I need to look at my life and I need to say, these are the ways in which I rebel against the will of God. These are the ways in which I fall short of the glory of God. And I need to accept that, not to stay there, but so that I can then begin the process of bringing those aspects of my life into greater harmony with God. And of course, because I'm called, like you, not simply to be living in the image of God, but actually to grow in the likeness of God, self-knowledge and self-acceptance needs to come to fruition in self-expression. I need to be able to reveal the image of God that is my deepest identity. That is to say, I need to start to live in the likeness of God. So I need to speak to people and to respond to situations in a manner that's not just virtuous in an abstract sense, but really in harmony with my own deepest identity and the circumstances in which I find myself. Because you see, self-knowledge, knowing myself as God knows me, accepting myself as God accepts me, and expressing myself as God would have me express myself, also gives me a profound insight into the world of persons, events, and things. St. Maximus the Confessor goes so far as to say that holiness is the precondition for understanding the created world. Think about that for a moment. Whether I'm a priest, a husband, a wife, whether I'm a student, whether I'm a factory worker, whether I'm a scientist, whether I'm a member of any profession or trade, holiness is what is essential if I'm going to really be able to excel in that work that I do, that life that I lead. So, my brothers and sisters, Self-knowledge. That's what we come to. That's why we come to the Orthodox Church, to know ourselves as God knows us, to know ourselves profoundly. It's not to learn theology, though theology is important. It's not to keep the ascetical disciplines, though asceticism is important. It's not to participate in liturgy or to read prayers from a prayer book, though prayer is essential. It is to know ourselves deeply and profoundly, to know ourselves as God knows us. That's what we have to seek. If you're not finding that where you are, then I'd encourage you to come and explore the Orthodox Church, because that's what we offer you. All right. Well, Father Christopher's getting ready to preparing the gifts for liturgy, and I should probably go along and do that. So if you are here in the Madison area, why not come to liturgy at St. Cyril and Methodius at 1020 Regent Street in downtown Madison? If you're not in the Orthodox area, if you're not in the Madison area, why don't you find an Orthodox church? Why not you be willing to act on what my dear wife calls that part of you that's ortho-curious? Come and learn a little bit about us so that you can learn a lot about yourself. All right. God bless you. Have a good Sunday, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Bye-bye.